Let me ask you this, guys. Like, in our social group, or in your social group, do you know a Karen?
No, I think I'm the Karen.
No.
I don't know. I don't know anyone.
Based on today's definition, okay, how about that? Based on today's definition, do you know a Karen?
But she changes, right? So like Karen used to be someone who's just like mean that no one liked, but now Karen's like racist.
Hey there. Welcome to the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts podcast, where you are encouraged to express your natural thoughts and views through casual, meaningful conversations that hopefully can lead to learning and understanding new perspectives. To find out more info, visit www.GFOThoughts.com. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wong and Robert Din. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another great episode of Gluten-Free Organic Podcast. My name is Michael, and always with me, Robert Din.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back. We are welcoming Karen McKibben back to our podcast.
Welcome, Karen.
Welcome. Karen was on our episode 2. It was the second episode, and now she's.
And I think another one after that too.
That's right. She was on the girls
podcast. Yeah. Wow, it's been a while. So, Karen, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Where are you now?
Before we start, what are we drinking, guys? What are we doing?
That's true.
It's important.
Most important thing. Mike,
Karen, tell us what.
Mike, you start.
No, let's Karen do it.
Oh, you want Karen to start?
The guest,
Okay.
of course. You gotta let the ghost go first.
Man, all right. I guess I'm not a good host or anything. Karen, what are you drinking?
Okay, I have a hibiscus tea.
Hibiscus tea.
With
wait.
some secret sauce in it.
Can
you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, please. Can you give some hints?
Gin?
What kind of gin do you drink? Just wondering.
I think it's Tanqueray.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. Someone gave it to me, and it's in my cabinet, so I'm drinking it.
So wait, is your tea hot or cold?
It's hot.
It's hot. So Tanqueray. That sounds interesting. So like, is that good for like something, or just?
I just like it.
Okay, all right.
But it tastes,
I never had it
tastes
before.
good,
I was
right?
just wondering.
Man.
Yeah, it tastes good.
What does it taste like? Give me like a drink compared to.
I don't know, like a berry juice.
Like a berry juice.
Mm-hmm.
Hibiscus.
Okay. It's hibiscus, but the gin though.
Gin.
Yeah.
Is it
and
sweet?
I put sugar in it.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I put a spoonful of sugar.
Gotcha.
Wow,
All
spoonful
right.
of sugar. Okay.
I am drinking coffee with a splash of Kahlua and a coconut whipped cream in it. So.
Wow. See, I drink it very similarly. I have coffee and I put Kahlua in there as well. I never had this before. I was like, oh, I don't want to be the only one not drinking. So I was like,
What happened to your rosé?
Oh my God.
Yeah, where'd it go?
Oh my God. So today I opened up a bottle of rosé and it was like gross inside. Like
Wait, what do you mean?
How does that happen?
I don't know. It was sparkling rosé. I opened it and it had like the worst smell you could have. And
Did you buy that or was it a gift?
I want to say I don't know. I don't know where I got it from. It's either a gift or someone bought it and gave it to me. But like, yeah, I opened it up and it smelled like rank. And then I tasted it and it tasted sour. And I was like, oh, this is no good.
You think it was done on purpose though? That's how the rosé was, or do you think?
No,
it
I think it
bad?
just went bad.
How does a rosé go bad?
I don't know. Wine goes bad. Sometimes it's just you get a bad.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, so I opened it and I was like, oh man, I can't drink this now. And I had no other like cold sparkling wine that I can drink. I have a bunch of sparkling wine in my fridge, but it's all either not mine or too expensive to drink on a random Sunday. So
do you get the little mini bottles or do you get like full size?
They're all full size.
You drink all of it or you just like let it go to waste?
No. I usually drink maybe for each show. I'll drink like maybe half a bottle, and then throughout the week I'll drink a little.
Okay.
Yeah, but today, so I was like, oh man, so I have this iced coffee that I drink every day for work. I was like, I'll get this, and then I added a little Kahlua. I hope people at work are listening, but I might be doing this for work too.
They would never know. They would never know.
Maybe they won't. Maybe they
Yeah,
won't.
they would never know.
until I get on a work call and I'm like, oh, like what's going on, guys? I don't even know.
It's just saying that you feel very liberated, you know.
Finally comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. You just love working from home very much.
Yeah.
All right. So today's topic, we're gonna discuss a little bit about, I guess, the evolution of Karens, the history, how then that terminology came about, and we can also touch base on this. Has been any history of a similar situation that happened before, you know? So I think let's start with, when do we heard the word Karen being used the way it's being used today? Like, do you guys remember?
You wanna explain how Karen's being used today? That might be the
Well, that's
Yeah,
true.
do
All right,
that. Go through that.
Go ahead,
What is
Robert.
a Karen?
No, go ahead, Robert. I know you found this article. I'm just curious. You let me know from after reading the article, because that article is kind of like crazy.
Yeah, so this actually, like, let's start with like where this came up, right? Like, so
Yeah.
this came up because there was an article of this girl who was in an Uber ride and she didn't want to wear a mask, and she like started like harassing the Uber driver for kicking her out of the car. And I was like, this is such a Karen. So then we go and think about like, what is a Karen? And like, I think when it started, like, Karen was this middle-aged white lady who wasn't getting what she wanted, and she started asking for the manager. And so
in the restaurant,
in like a restaurant, and then like it went on the internet, and like it spiraled, it
escalated
viral, and everyone's like, oh my god, this lady is being so rude and being so like entitled. Like that's what the
But this happened last year, right?
no, this was in like 2005.
Yeah.
It was a long time
No,
ago.
no. I mean, like, the popularity of the name though. It started it became more really popular. It blew up in a sense, like, in terms of like.
I don't think so. I think in 2005 when it went viral, like that's when everyone started using it. It might be that you heard it more last year, but I definitely
I
definitely knew of what a Karen was a long time ago.
Karen has been evolving.
But it started with that lady.
Changing.
It started with that lady.
Really? I think it started with Dean Cook.
Yeah, the comedy joke thing. Yeah, that's what too, right? That's what I remember too. But what I'm saying from last year perspective, I think because of COVID, right? That just resurfaced even more. It kind of added more fuel to the fire in a sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it definitely. I know Dan Cook made a funny out of that. One of the show.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah. And then obviously the whole situation with the restaurant that didn't help the cause of it either. But so let me ask you this one: when was the first time you heard about it? Do you remember this situation? You were like, I guess, did you just find out through the news? Did you find out through a friend? Like, how'd you find out about the word Karen?
No, the first time I heard about Karen was when I was in college, and I heard the Dane Cook skit. And they're like, every friend group has a Karen. And
oh yeah, that's right.
And I'm like, oh shit, like they're talking about me. Like, I'm like, am I the Karen?
Are you Karen in a group?
Like, I know I'm Karen, but am I the Karen?
So you were worried about it.
What because like I don't know, but like she's like the mean one.
Yeah, for the Mean Girls. Yeah, the mean friend from the group. You talked about the mean friend from Mean Girls as well too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Karen from Mean Girls. She was the dumb one.
Yeah.
Wanted to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, wanted to go Taco Bell.
Yeah. And she can predict the weather.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, because like I don't know, in college, like a lot of girls with guys, they kind of I don't know how to put this. A lot of girls in college want to get attention from guys, so maybe their standards aren't like what they should be. So like I kind of think I was the mean girl in the group because like I didn't want my friends going with any guy who didn't treat them like they should be treated.
But is that mean?
So
They're just
I
being-
wasn't the nicest girl to boys in college.
But you were doing it for your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But see, at least you do it for a good cause, though.
I guess so.
You know, right? So you can't really say that you're a Karen in the sense for that. You know, like
No,
Yeah.
I'm too shy. I'll never talk to the manager. If the employee says that's how if they undercook my chicken, I'll say, okay, it's good, thanks. I'll die, but okay.
I think Dane Cook might be. Yeah, I think that was when it like went.
yeah, here's a
ultra
skit, by the way.
popular.
Here, I think this is a skit of what Dan could. I just posted it right now here. I think this is the skit that he.
What did
I'm
you
not sure.
say?
Can you see it?
How long is it?
It's pretty short. It's a 2-minute skit. I mean, it's only audio only. I'm not sure you can hear the video, but I'll watch the videos. It's just audio only though. But anyway, so it's a skit of pretty much of Dan Cook giving that definition of creator of the Karen character. So
Think of life. Think of the group of friends that you've hung out with the most. Maybe
yeah,
we're all
but
here tonight.
Karen,
This
you're
is what
right.
I've realized.
He talks about that there's always one Karen in a friend group though.
I had an epiphany, and here it is right
As
here.
an epiphany.
There is one person in every group of friends that nobody fucking likes.
Oh, that nobody likes. Oh, Karen, is that you? Is that
Nobody likes
nobody
her.
likes her?
Yeah, nobody likes it. Yeah. By the way, all right.
Basically, keep
I mean,
them
so for
there
me,
to
my
hate their
first time
guts.
hearing, I guess hearing the word Karen, I guess for me it was also in college, but maybe it wasn't twice. It wasn't more. It wasn't more like it was like on a social. I think it was during a party, like, and somebody was talking about somebody, and they used it like a like almost like an adjective, right? And I asked them what does that mean, and they described that. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see
In
that.
college?
But
This is in college.
college,
They're like,
yeah.
oh, this girl's such a Karen.
yeah, but I didn't know what it meant at that time, and I and after that, I don't think I've heard that again in a while because I guess you're not dealing with kind of stuff like that. Even at work, you don't hear that kind of stuff
This
unless
is very social. Yeah, I don't think this is.
yeah, this has to be a very social place. And I feel last year it's like when for me it resurfaced again. I resurfaced one more time in a sense, like, but then because of COVID,
Mm,
it just blew up even more. And then you can see it happening with people just being defiant, things like that. So
even more negative
even
this
more negative.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first time it was kind of like, oh, it's
Yeah, it was pretty.
Just
a
It was just
joke.
pretty funny at the
Yeah.
beginning. I think when I first
Yeah.
heard it was Dane Cook's thing too. And I might have seen the original meme, but it wasn't anything big. And then Dane Cook like made it explode. And then I think I met Karen a little bit after that, and then I think that it like resurfaced or something. So, but it's been like I think it's more of a social thing. It's not like a work thing. I don't think anybody would call another person a Karen at work. That seems unprofessional in general.
That would be so
I
weird.
know.
Someone did that at work.
But yeah, it's just and yeah, you're right. Like recently, people have been. It's gotten even more popular. Like I think it goes in and out of popularity,
Mm.
but it's something easy that you can like relate to and like pull that meme back up pretty consistently. It's just
So how about this? Let me ask you this, guys. Like, in our social group, or at least in your social group, do you know a Karen?
No, I think I'm the Karen.
Based
Like, I don't know anyone.
on today's definition, okay, how about that? Based on today's definition, do you know a Karen?
But she changes, right?
definition.
So like Karen used to be someone who's just like mean that no one
No, that's
liked,
based on
but
today-
now Karen's like racist.
Was she
So
involved in racist? Is that what it is?
yeah.
I think it used to be that she was mean, but it was more like she was like. It was like entitled meanness. Like it was just like, oh yeah, I just
Yeah.
am better than everyone else. So that's the type of mean that she was. And now
Yeah.
it's just like slowly evolved into anyone who's entitled in any way. Like and then like racism is part of it where you could be a Karen just because of that entitlement, but also like I think we were talking me and Kara were talking about this where like if you're like Karens can be associated with people right now who aren't wearing a mask, as well as people who are forcing other people to wear a mask. like
Really?
Yeah.
if
Really?
you're like one of those people that goes up to you like, why aren't you wearing a mask? You need to be wearing a mask. That's a Karen. And then
Yeah.
if you're a person who's like, I'm not gonna wear a mask because of blah 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 blah, that's also a Karen, right? Like it's just
That's so
both
crazy.
sides
Like,
of the
both sides.
same argument, and there's Karens
So
on both sides.
but it kind of loses the, I guess, I don't know, the impactfulness of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know
Doesn't
how
it?
much impact we want like Karen to be in our culture, right?
No, but you know, but not the impact. No, not the impact
Thank you,
of.
Rob.
I meant like the impact in terms of like the definition usage of extreme, right? In a sense, like I don't think that. I mean, it kind of loses its flavor. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I guess so, but
You know, because at the end of the day, is everyone a Karen now?
I mean, I feel
I
like
think-
everyone has the they could be a Karen. Anyone can be a Karen.
Yeah.
And-
I kind of feel like anyone who expresses their opinion gets labeled a Karen.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's stupid though. So,
Yeah.
and it loses its flavor. That's what I'm
It
trying
might
to say.
just,
Like,
I think though, it might be the way that you are expressing your opinion, right? Because I think if you are like, I think it's more the people who are angry, like just like out of nowhere getting angry
outrageous
and just
yeah.
getting, and like they overreact to like the situation and trying to get you to like believe their side of the story or whatever, right? Like that's what like pushes it to be towards a Karen.
So they use a lot of emotions.
Yeah, if they're like overly emotional for what seems
They're
like
very
no
expressive.
reason, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
oh my
something
god,
stupid.
oh my god, you overcooked my chicken, right? Now I'm going to go to your manager because of it. Like that seems like an overreaction, and I think that's where we get the that this person is a Karen. So like I think we all have had that situation where like over the top, like we're just not thinking right, and it's just like way bigger. We made it way bigger than it's supposed to be. I think
Yeah.
that's like a
Yeah.
Karen moment. I think we all have similar
The
situations.
funny thing is that Dane could have used another name like Cynthia or Susan, but they decided to use Karen. It's just interesting. Like, I guess it's a popular name though, for sure.
It's not a popular name anymore.
used to
It
Not anymore.
used to
Back
be
then,
like
back then, yeah,
top 10 names for like baby boomers.
yeah, correct. Back in the days.
So I think maybe that's why they say Karen, because like it used to be such a popular name, but now it's like not even in like the top 100.
So I mean, also probably the population that describing it are boomers, probably, right? Still, you know,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so.
Yeah,
That which makes sense though.
I think also
crazy.
at the time, like you had to be. I feel like you had to be a certain, at a certain point in your life where you feel like you could, or you feel like that much entitlement where you push toward talking to, going above and beyond.
Going above and beyond.
way above like regular thought. Like you'd have to be like, oh man, like if I think as I get older, I feel like there's more times when I can speak up and like ask for more than what that like that service person is telling me. Like, oh no, I like asked for more things, and I feel like as like a college student, I wouldn't ever. They would be like, oh yeah, this is wrong. But okay, I'll just take it, right? But now I feel like, you know what? Like I should be getting better service than this, right?
I guess. I mean, we obviously, like, there are some basic stuff that I think we already know what we want, but in a sense that there's also a little bit of sense of entitlement, but also at the same time, there has to be, there's a fine line, right? Like between okay, what has to be done correctly, and then if you don't meet that, okay, this is not good quality.
Yeah.
So that's what comes down to though. But all right, so aside from, I guess, the word Karen, do you think is another word or name that has been popularized like this? Like I think Robert, you mentioned negative Nancy before. I think one of the articles talked about it as well. Like negative Nancy's could be used, but it's not like I don't think it's as popular as it is with Karen.
I think back in the day it was popular. Like, and
back
also like we're not in like a back then they weren't in like a viral state. So like they didn't
That's
have like
true.
viral videos and viral stuff. So like I think negative Nancy went as viral as you can be in an age where there was no.
So what is a negative Nancy exactly? When you described it.
So for me, a negative Nancy is just someone who's super pessimistic all the time.
Did you hear that from your mom? How'd you hear that word before?
I think it was just like people used it a lot. Where like boomers used it a lot during their time. So like just growing up, you like hear it around. Like every time you're negative, like
Mhm.
a boomer would come up
So
and be like, "Don't be a negative Nancy."
wait, so hang on. What's the difference? What's the difference between that and then a Debbie Downer?
Oh, Debbie Downer. That's also the
Yeah.
same thing.
Uh,
I don't know.
all these women names.
Yeah, what's a woman's name? There's no guy's name.
I just feel like I can't complain about anything because it's always like a woman's name.
Actually, Karen, you can turn Karen around, make it evolve again.
That's true. Yeah, I can be a good example.
Yeah, there we
Make
go.
it a good thing.
I do think about that sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
will this comment make me a Karen? Like, I actually think about that
You
sometimes.
think about that
Oh,
now?
I see.
I do.
Huh,
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah. Didn't used to think about that.
But you're right though. It is a woman name, Debbie Downer. What's that Debbie Downer? Like I thought it was someone like who's kind of like negative Nancy, say you're depressed in a sense.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
No, I think that negative Nancy and Debbie Downer are synonymous.
gotcha.
I think so.
I heard both of those growing up, and it was always just people saying it. I don't know. It wasn't
Yeah,
my parents.
I heard Debbie Downer more often than negative Nancy, because I used to be very negative in high school, and so
Oh, so people
a
called
sense,
you that? Called you a Debbie
they're
Downer?
like they stop. No, they didn't call me that. They just say, hey, stop with your Debbie Downer attitude. That's what it was.
Yes. Yeah, same. But I feel like all teenagers get an attitude. Like,
Yeah.
teenagers are like angsty, moody people. Like,
what?
they have so many feelings.
I don't know. I was so even keel, right? Don't ask my parents, but I was totally even keel. And
Really?
no, I think you're right. Like I think as a teenager, you're just always in a state where there's too many emotions going on. So you don't know what's going on. Just I don't know if all teenagers felt like this, but I definitely felt like a Debbie Downer during my teenage years. Like it was just always everything's horrible. That's why like Linkin Park and like all these like emo groups
man,
who are
Linkin
going
Park.
on.
Yes.
Dude, I used to love Sum 41, man, back in the day. Come on, let me tell you.
Super emo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
of
emo
course.
music went really popular because I think that's just how teenagers felt. Like, and I think that's how they still feel. Like they just always feeling
Yeah.
that.
It's relatable. You know what I mean? You're going through this stuff. It's relatable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay. So there is one guy's name that's kind of like in a sense, it's called Positive Paul. I'm not sure that you guys heard it
Oh.
before.
He's positive though.
What
That's good.
See, you can't say all of them are female names. All right.
So you can't. I'm just saying you cannot say
But
all
the
of them.
bad one's women and the good one is a man.
It's because of the alliteration, right? Like that's why.
I'm not defending.
Positive Paulina.
Oh.
But does it rhyme though? Better? I don't know.
It's just too long, Karen. Okay.
Too long. Yeah.
It's too long. Paulina is too long.
We're not sexist for those who first time listening. Trust me. Okay.
Paula. Positive Paula. Still too long?
That sounds okay. That's not bad.
Okay.
I don't know.
But it's an exotic name. It might not work like back in the boomer era, right?
I don't know. It's just
Yeah. Go ahead.
it's funny though. Like just the history of some stuff like this, that has come about in a sense. One of the things. Okay, let me ask you this: do you think this is happening only in America, like with this kind of naming connotations that we're doing, or do you think this is also happening in other countries with different languages? Like I'm trying to think in Spanish right now. Like just like I mean, always Karen, with your experience in Colombia or learning Spanish, have you heard any kind of terminology similar to this? I'm just trying to think right now. I'm just trying to think.
I'm
about
sure it does happen.
But that trends like this crazy though.
I think
With a name. It's like it's not like Matt Maria, or like I don't know, or Crazy Carla or something like that,
Everyone in Colombia, when they just say like a random person, is Pepe.
Pepe. Oh, but that's probably a cultural thing though. It's like, oh, that's Pepe there,
Yeah.
because it's a
Yeah.
stranger.
But like if they're telling a story and they don't want to say the person's name, they just say Pepe.
Oh, because that's their incognito name.
Yeah, it's
For
like
girls,
always
okay.
Pepe.
girls and guys.
No, it's always a boy. The story's always about a boy.
Oh,
I see. See,
okay.
that boy name.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it always
all right.
negative or is it
No, it's always supposed to be like a funny story. Like
oh
comedic.
Okay.
oh comedic? So something
Yeah.
funny happened to him or he did something funny.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Poor,
Yeah.
poor Pepe.
Yeah.
That's like I'm gonna start doing that for every story that I tell. Using people real name.
Right? Just make it Pepe.
So what if the story's about a girl? They just go Pepe still?
I don't know. I never heard it about a girl.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Interesting.
No stories about girls being funny. Only guys.
I guess probably is more highlighted in the United States because I think we're a little bit more influential in the social media aspect of that. I think before we got on air, we were talking about how influential the United States is on social media aspect of it. And I think Karen, you probably noticed that other countries are copying our trends and stuff like that, especially related to social media or even on TikTok. I do notice on TikTok as well.
Yeah, like Black Lives Matter movement, like all the protests that spread like across the world because of what was happening here.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really insane to see because like I have friends in Australia protesting Black Lives Matter and talking about George Floyd,
Yeah.
and
In
I'm
France
like,
too.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my friends in Paris. That movement there was huge there. Like
Yeah.
it went. I mean, I guess obviously it's relatable, right? Because it's happening in other countries as well, not just United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at like other slang that's like Karen, and they have Chad being a Chad.
Chad. Oh yeah, Chad. He's like
Wait,
a
what's
frat
Chad?
boy. Chad is
Really?
like,
Yeah.
oh, Chad is bad. He's a bad dude. You want to stay away from Chad.
Really? Is that how he's used?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really bad.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the definition of a Chad exactly?
Mm.
A sexually active alpha male. The term is
So a college boy, a college frat boy. That's what it is.
the term has a history of being used by incels and other manosphere groups as a term to describe adolescents, generally referring to attractive or confident males.
Okay.
But it's definitely it's a
See,
frat
Karen-
boy. That's what it is.
It's a frat boy.
So see, it's not only females name anymore. See.
Mhm.
That's true. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, I've met a lot of Chads, and they give me like a vibe. It's like, ooh.
They give you a vibe.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, don't talk to me. Cover my drink up.
Yeah.
You know?
Cover your drink.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Scene
it's
chat.
like, ooh.
And then
guessing
another
for
one I
how-
saw was Becky.
Becky?
Becky, barbecue Becky. I've heard of her.
Wait, hang on. What's the barbecue Becky? What is that?
I think on here it says the term has been associated with white girl who loves Starbucks and Uggs and is clueless about racial
What?
and social issues. That's what it
Barbecue
says.
Becky? Is that what it means?
That's what it came up with.
No, is it not?
Like a basic girl.
Yeah.
Oh, basic girl. I see what you're saying.
She's like referred to in songs. Like I think Beyonce has a song where it's like Becky with the blonde hair or something like that. Like it's a lyric in a song, so it's just like a basic white girl.
Mhm.
It's Becky.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is probably recent in the last couple of 5 years, probably, right?
I think Becky was first. I think
Yeah.
she was before
I
Karen.
think Becky was, or it was more popular than Karen, and then now Karen
Yeah.
is overtaken.
So okay, barbecue Becky. Interesting.
Barbecue Becky.
Wow, there's a lot of memes. Holy crap. Let me show you this meme.
Let me see.
All right,
There's
let's
a-
see some of these Becky memes.
Oh my god.
But I think like recently she was a lady who they're at a barbecue and she's like telling a black family like they can't be at the barbecue or something, and
Oh,
Get
this
out of here.
lady is barbecue Becky. Oh my god.
Jennifer. None of them actually have the name
Yeah,
that
correct. Yeah.
they're called. I think maybe that's the point, right? Because like you don't really know very many Karens in real life. So like it's
That's
easy to make fun, use that name because you probably won't be insulting that many people.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, like, I guess they just pick an arbitrary name that matches with the, you know.
Or
Oh,
maybe it does come.
so barbecue Becky happens because this happened in a weekend picnic, that was and it. Oh, that's crazy.
No, go ahead. Explain further what happened, Mike.
No. So this event happened in Oakland, California, and the people were barbecuing during a Black Festival event, and that's what they call it. You know, the barbecuing while black, and that's this whole incident. That's what happened.
Well, what did she
That's
do?
crazy.
You call the police on
But
them?
she called the cops. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get why people have a problem with people just
Living their lives.
living like just trying to enjoy a day at the park.
Yeah.
Like why do you want to cause a problem? I don't get it.
They had too much spare time in hand. Maybe I don't know. To be honest with you.
It's the same with the lady who like called the lemonade, like the police on the lemonade girls. They're like little girls selling lemonade like in their driveway or something, and she called the police on
No.
them. And it's like, what did those little girls do to you? Like,
Wait,
You know, she
Leave them
she
alone.
had a lemonade store across the street, and they were taking business from her, and that's what's going on.
Is that true?
I
Is that
don't know.
true?
This is for real. Like people call the cops on people like little girls that are selling lemonade on the side of the road.
That's so
That
crazy.
happened.
Oh my god! How?
Yeah.
Where do you get to the point where you're like, you know what? These kids are just horrible
Actu-
kids that need to
I know,
need the
right?
cops get called on them.
I don't know. I don't get it. Being entrepreneurs.
Right?
I thought that's what America was about.
Jesus, what's wrong with people? You know?
It's
Oh my
it's
god.
really
Yeah, but I know about all of these because like it's all Karens. So like
It's okay.
someone posts something and they say Karen, but I see it and I read it and I'm like, oh my god, not again.
Not again.
And then someone posts something like, oh, Karens are middle-aged women named Karen are complaining that they've become a meme or something like that.
they call the police on people calling them Karen. They're like,
Right?
don't call me Karen.
Someone did that, I think, in New Jersey.
Wait,
They got-
what?
They
No
like
way.
attacked someone because like they called her a Karen.
What?
They
That's
said it's
crazy.
like trying to make it a racial slur or something.
Wait, Karen as like a white racial slur?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to call it.
That's so crazy.
They're trying to
But
take
like,
it back.
yeah, it's so stupid. Your name can't be a racial slur, it's a name. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're becoming too, what's the word? Like we got too much spare time in our hand. Like this, like I don't know. Like,
We're just too sensitive as a culture.
well,
yeah.
that's part of it as well. But us also at the same time, it's like we feel like we're entitled for a lot of stuff. Like I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, I totally can see that. It's also like you see like the people. I think growing up here, you just get that entitlement in general. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't feel the same hardships, I guess. So then you just like feel like this is how life is supposed to be. I think that's a
Yeah.
lot of it.
Mm.
And I think it's gonna get not as I'm not gonna say worse. It's just gonna get more extreme with the next generation because they're gonna have more spare time and they're gonna have more stuff to do. You know, technology involved, things like that. I mean, obviously you can see that with Gen Z. So we talked about it last week. Remember last time we talked about this,
Yeah.
the cancel culture thing.
Cancel culture. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think we also
Yeah.
talked about this last week where it was like, oh yeah, like our parents went through a lot of struggles and they didn't have time to just
To cancel
sit there
culture.
and just they didn't have time to sit there and complain about stuff. They're like, we have to like
Yeah.
get to work so we can live and like survive. And we're over here
Yeah.
like, oh, our parents did all of that struggling, and when we're over here, we're like, oh, we don't see the struggle as much. And like every
Yeah.
generation going forward doesn't really see the struggle the same way as generation.
That's
It
true.
all just gets a lot.
But that's people like in our groups,
Well,
right?
I think it's a first world country thing too. Also, like
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
it's not necessarily our group. It's just more like, like.
But
Uh,
like, if you listen to people who went through like wars and stuff
Mm.
afterward, they always seem very like appreciative of life, and
Of
they
course.
don't worry about these little things because like there's so much worse that could happen.
On the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of things going on way worse than has
Yeah.
happening.
As I'm
Mhm.
saying, like
100% agree.
if you don't see the struggle or if you don't see like something
Yeah.
bad, you just don't have that to compare to. So I think that's
Yeah.
what's going on. It's like we haven't
Also,
seen that type of struggle in a while. Like
Yeah.
but also, I feel like, it, I feel like there's gotta be a better way to learn that lesson without actually getting into that struggle or seeing that struggle. I mean, like you would think that you could be more humble enough to do that in a sense, but you're not.
but
I totally
how do you
disagree.
teach that?
Yeah.
How do you
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that there has to be a way to teach that. You know what I'm saying? Like
uh,
I'd rather not see someone suffer to something to teach that moment.
I guess that's
You know?
you'd rather that not, but like I
No,
don't
no.
I don't see
I don't
a
want to see
way.
somebody suffering.
I
You know what I
don't
mean?
see a way to
To
replicate
teach
that
that.
type of emotion, that type of like it's
So you think it's an emotional knowledge that you got to absorb through pain first before you learn from it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I think it's true.
I mean, I
I
don't
think you have
know.
to struggle.
Like
Like,
how do you show that you're struggling without actually struggling? It says it.
No. I'm not saying short. No, that's a different thing. Though we're talking about two different things. Now. I'm not saying that we had to show that they're struggling, right? I'm just saying that in order to appreciate something that you have today, you don't necessarily have to go through the struggle to appreciate what you have today. I'm just saying there's got to be a better. There's another way to learn from that, right? For example, I've learned from my parents that their struggle in a sense. I don't want to go through that struggle.
Yeah, but
You know, what I'm saying?
you've heard or you've seen the struggle that they've
I
gone
heard
through,
it. I heard from
right?
it. Yeah.
And like you have
Yeah.
firsthand knowledge of people that are going through that. If you didn't have that, if it's like your kids, where
Yeah.
you didn't actually go through the struggle, but you talk about
Yep.
your parents going through the struggle, they don't feel it
Yep.
as much, right? It just like
Yeah.
the
No, I get
the
that.
feelings are just like get lower
It's a
and
memory
lower,
imprint.
right?
Yeah, and again, it's kind of like a memorial imprint in your head. Okay, you don't want to go to that same stage again,
Mm.
right? But what I'm saying from my perspective is that I'm learning it from like, okay, you know what? I don't want to go through their struggle from my hearing from their perspective, so therefore I'm not gonna try to, in a sense, like I'm gonna be more appreciative of
Mhm.
what the things are, right? But you're right. But the following generations that's coming next is that, hey, your grandparents, gone through this and stuff like that. You should be more appreciative of certain things. Yeah, they may not see as impactful, but I wish there's a better way that we can teach them that
Right.
without them going through that struggle. That's what I'm trying to get to. There has to be a better way. Like, well, you're gonna put them in a cage. Hey, go to Africa and suffer from this. What do you
No,
mean?
you can
I
put
mean,
them in a cage here in the U.S. Like,
that's true.
get in your cage. Get in your cage.
That's so bad.
No, like
That's so bad.
Anyway,
no,
but you know,
That's so dark. Oh my
No, by the
God.
way, Karen, Robert has been getting some dark humors lately. Okay, let me tell you.
I mean, not just me. Mike has also got a dark humor, but like it's getting pretty dark in general
Speaking
over
of
here.
that, no, but on a serious note, I wouldn't want somebody to suffer in order to learn something like this. In a sense, like this has to be a better way to teach that kind of appreciativeness.
Yeah,
Mm,
but
I think
it's-
it's human nature. Like,
It's human nature, you think?
yeah, I don't think you know or empathize with someone until you go through something similar yourself, right? Like that's why we have wars and stuff. That's why we have conflict, because memory is short. People forget things really fast.
That's true. People forget things really fast, though.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, like, I mean, there should be a way, but like maybe we just haven't come up with the way yet. But like right now, in what we know, it's hard to replicate that type.
So going what Karen just said, then do you think a war could be inevitable in a sense, regardless, to go through that suffering, to see the suffering again? Because, like you said, memories are short.
I don't think so. I think you just need someone to constantly remind you what are the consequences?
So let me ask you this: do you think this COVID situation reminded people, hey, the freedom of doing everything you can, that the appreciative of life, it matters a lot more now? Like, because I felt like it kind of helped me slow my life down and put a lot of things more in perspective, that my health comes first. Do you think that was a good reason that this happened? Probably, in a sense, like that people learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're definitely paying attention a lot more to what's going on, what the issues are out there. I think we're taking it a little too far, but I also think
But it's
we're
a
paying
reminder, though.
attention more.
But it's a reminder, right? Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
There's big, things. There are bigger things to worry about.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think it also
Okay.
depends on where you are, cause
That's
I feel
true.
like in like big cities, or like in the cities that are taking it seriously, the people are more serious. The places that are not, it's like less serious, and like I don't know.
Oh no, I
Like they're just
100%
Mhm.
not.
agree. Like my cousins in Peru, when the shutdown happened, they get fined to going out. They couldn't go grocery shopping without a permission slip. And then not only that, and then they had to have a list ready to go to make sure that someone picked up all the stuff for you, and you pick it out, and you walk away. And and guess what? In the suburbs, there was limited access of food as well, so it was way worse out there because you only grocery shop. You're gonna only go grocery shopping like once a month, something like that. So it was way worse. People had way worse than us, and we're complaining about, we're bickering about whether could we not wear masks or go into a grocery store.
Yeah.
Honestly, I resent like a lot of people over the past year because like I see them on social media just living life like it's like normal, and like it didn't have to be this way. Like this whole year did not have to be this way, right?
What do you mean normal?
Like going out and partying, or like having their massive wedding with like 200 people, like nothing's happened at all. And it's just like I see them and like I see what they've been doing this past year, and I just think like I can never be friends with you again. Like I know that sounds so bad, but like
Yeah.
I've seen like how they are in this situation, and it just makes me really
So
upset.
you it upsets you because they don't seem remorseful about it.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
I
fun.
mean, obviously, like you can't say anything because like
Of
it's
course.
just stuff you see on social media,
Yeah, that's
like
true.
that's not really a representation. I mean, it
So
is
so
to a
so so,
certain extent, but
so I,
it's
so I
not who
guess,
they are.
yeah, I mean, obviously for them, it's just more about presenting the image in a sense, how they wanted it to, I guess, have a normal wedding, quote unquote, whatever it is. I get what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see
But
that.
it's also they could be a source of the problem as well. Why we're still in this situation is because they're still partying, they're still having all these events, and it could be like spreading the problem more than it should have been, and we could have been out of this
Yeah.
more quickly if people just all took it seriously.
Yeah.
True. I mean, that's part of what the controversy was with the whole NBA bubble thing as well, right? Should have they had a basketball event tournament with 1,000 people locked in, and then whatever the next 3 months is versus, or and obviously having a wedding is a different story, right? Because you could not have it controlled, you could have it controlled, whatever you gotta do. But a lot of the obviously venues closed down purposely for that reason, and they
Mm.
didn't want to push through that. But with the whole NBA situation, a lot of people were saying, hey, guys shouldn't have this kind of competition. Even some of the basketball players, hey, they didn't want to play it, but
Mhm.
um, but that was a big controversy about that piece though. So
Yeah, I think it's also a little different because they have a lot of money, so then and they're testing everyone all the
well, that's what I'm
time.
saying. It's more
It's
controllable.
very much more controlled. It's like the
Yeah.
people that we know. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe some people are that rich and they can test every day, multiple times a day. But for the most part, they're all just living their life and not caring, and then they just go
like
about their life.
like I know people who went on like a 20-day camping trip. Sorry, I mean 20 people camping trip, but they all had a control test where, hey, you make sure you show up, with a 48-hour camping test, and then you have no more than 3 people per tent in a sense. So I know that group of stuff, like nothing happened in that group, but it's also, I guess, you're not partying with 1,000 people at the same time. So it's just a whole different story.
We also had like a
So
big group of people that went out, but we all got tested beforehand. We all and then got tested afterwards. It's just
There has to be a way to do it responsibly. That's what I'm trying to say.
right.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
And that's
Yeah.
why you can't be a Karen
Yeah.
when you see people online partying or whatever, because you don't know what is going on. Even
That's true.
though
You just assume.
instinctually you want to be like, oh, you're being stupid.
Yeah,
But that's a natural reaction, though.
Yeah.
There was a doctor on YouTube. His name's Dr. Mike, and this whole like pandemic, like when it all started, he was
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, he blew up.
he blew
like,
up.
really-
He was like talking about like COVID and how you need to like be wearing masks and stuff. And then he had like his, I think it was like 22nd birthday or 23rd birthday.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like
He's a baby.
he went back home, and he went back home to Chicago or somewhere, but he went back home, and then they had like a huge boat party. And he took a picture on the boat party and posted on social media, and he got flamed hard. Like all of his people were like, "Oh, you're talking about how everyone needs to wear masks when you take this seriously, and then you're out here partying with like."
This was last November, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
If I
was
remember
pretty
correctly.
recently. Yeah, but he was the
Yeah.
whole time he's like, "Oh no, we need to take this seriously," and then he goes out and parties for his birthday. And he makes a video later on where he's like, "Yeah, everybody got tested, but I know I should have been more safe and like not done all this stuff." But yeah, you don't know what's actually going on in the background. But yeah, he he definitely got slammed for this.
I think it's this one for a maskless boat party. I think.
Instagram's
It's in
hottest
Miami, right?
doctor. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was in Miami.
Yeah.
It was in
Oh,
Miami.
He was in Miami. That's true.
He came to Miami. Yeah.
because he's from Miami. or
Massless doctor.
Yeah. No, this is definitely right.
Yeah. And if you scroll down to his picture, he has like there's about 12 girls there, and then it's just him in the middle.
In Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's from.
Sounds typical.
Yeah.
Sounds typical.
Yeah. He's
Looks like Miami.
That's right. He was in Miami, and he was just like goes home, and then they throw a big party. You got.
Doesn't exist on boats. You know that, right?
There's a lot of
The
news.
salt. Listen, the salt water kills everything, guys. Did you
Also-
know that?
Yeah, just drink it.
I think also during that time there was a lot of like, oh, COVID doesn't get like if it's too hot, COVID doesn't really spread.
No, wait, November last year?
Yeah, it was probably like earlier than that. It was like probably summer-ish.
Yeah, it's early than that for
but
sure.
still,
Yeah.
like, yeah, COVID doesn't work in like the south because it's too hot. They're on boats, the salt water. It doesn't spread over there. They don't care. It's not.
Yeah. When I was in Georgia, like, so my parents live in a small town, and if you go anywhere, no one's wearing masks. And if you're wearing a mask, they look at you like you're an alien or something.
Wait, in Georgia, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like in the small town that they live in, it's 12,000 people. So you go to a restaurant and pick up a to-go order, and literally no one in there except for the staff is wearing a mask. You walk in and everyone stares at you.
Well, at least the staff is wearing masks. That's good.
Yeah, but that's required. Like that was a law
Oh, okay.
that the staff has to wear a mask.
Yeah, okay.
I think a lot
At
of
lea- at least that's
the smaller cities too, like it's not really gonna come to them unless they have
It's not-
people like going to the cities, right?
Yeah, it's not as spreadable as the bigger cities.
Yeah.
I do agree with that part of that, and that's
No,
just why.
a lot of them got it.
Oh, they did.
I'm not-
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that, but then it gets contained that area. You know what I mean? It's not just it doesn't mass spread to a bigger population area, like in a sense.
Oh my
Like in the
God.
bigger, like in New York City, obviously because it's such a dense area. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying they cannot get it. That's a whole different story.
It's just
you know?
less.
So,
It's harder to get it, or like I don't know. It's the effect is lower.
yeah, because you're not gonna go spread to another city that's 20 miles away. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's containable in a sense.
And if all 12,000 got
Okay.
it, then
Yeah, they all got it.
they have to worry afterwards.
Well, they can get it again unless the strand involves again in that city.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Maybe they're right. Maybe it's better just to get it.
I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, all right, moving on. Okay, we're sidetracking subject. All right, so moving on. All right, so let's go to the funny thing extra MSG session. So Karen, tell us your funny story.
Oh, do you want to hear my story of being a Karen?
Sure.
Oh,
I would
sure.
love that.
Okay. So we went to like Tao. It's a restaurant / club. They
Is it
have one
Vegas?
in New York.
Oh, in New
Yeah, in
York.
Vegas.
Oh,
too.
and in Vegas. They have one in Vegas, right? And one here too in Chicago. And it's a restaurant. and my friend booked it for her birthday party, but they like sat us like right next to the toilets. And
Next to
like
the
they
bathrooms?
didn't, yeah, and they didn't give us a real table. They gave us like
Like a half-ass table?
no, it was like coffee tables and couches. And we
No.
ordered like $1,000 worth of food between all of us. And okay, it
Wait.
was whatever. Huh?
Wait, so you guys took the table though?
Yeah, we went there. We ate at that table, even though we had a reservation.
So you didn't ask them to change it?
We did ask them to change it, and they didn't change it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. But we tried to make the best of it. And then afterwards, she knew a promoter at the club, and the promoter at the club was like, yeah, you can come in free because it's like your birthday, like your whole party can come in free. And we were with guys. They're like, well, the guys have to pay $40 to come in.
Yeah, that happens all the time though.
And I heard that, and I was like, no, like, fuck that. Like, the guys are not paying $40. And I looked really bougie. I got like a fur coat from like a vintage store for $80, and it was like to my, like, it was to the floor, like it was a full length fur coat. Like I looked so bougie. And and I was like, so is this the hospitality industry now, where like you spend $1,000 on dinner and then you charge people an arm and a leg to come in the club? And then I was just walking around, I'm like, hospitality industry, and just saying that like really loud, like causing problems.
So you draw attention to yourself.
I drew so much attention to myself, yelling at them about how like the hospitality industry is awful.
Wait, was,
and,
was
like,
that a line behind you, by the way? Was that a line behind
yeah, there were tons of people
Yes.
Oh my god.
complaining and yelling at them about charging $40 to the guys, because like we already spent $1,000 at the table. I was like, we just spent $1,000 and you put us next to the toilets. Like, what do you call yourselves these days? You think this is like good experience?
Yeah.
So wait, yelling at them.
Did they let you in for free?
Yeah, so like we started walking in, and then the bouncer comes up. He's like, "What did you say?" And it was like, I was like, "The hospitality industry's gone way downhill these days." And he's like, "Fine, we'll let the guys in for free." But he was like really mad about it.
You won though.
You got what you wanted. That's crazy.
You got what you wanted though.
Yeah.
It's a good way to use Karen though.
It's so embarrassing though. Like I never do that.
Wait, when was this?
Okay,
How long ago was this?
This was the beginning of 2020.
Oh wow. So you could have been gone viral on that. Someone could have like taken a video and posted it.
Someone could have filmed it.
But okay, so hang on though. But you were not doing anything bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like you were not like being racial profiling people and stuff like that, you know, cursing. Like you were actually like, making a valid statement in a sense that, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you were causing a scene, who cares? But you got what you wanted. The guys got it for free though. It wasn't anything bad. Like you threw back the food. You don't want to pay for the food in a sense, you know?
No. Like...
We paid for the food.
They paid for the food though, see?
I feel like if that video shows up, it would still be a Karen moment. Yeah.
I mean, it's not, for me, I don't think that's a huge extreme version of a Karen. Like if literally like if Karen would have just started cursing people out and cursing names and being sexist or whatever it is, or whatever, you know, and then refuse to pay for the food and all different things like that, that's a whole different story, right? But it was just trying to get two guys in for free, or a couple guys in.
Yeah.
Did you call for the manager?
Did you call for the manager?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't call for the manager.
You could have probably got a free bottle. You probably got a free bottle. You gotta call the manager.
See, now you're telling her to actually be a Karen. To like be more of a Karen.
Next time, you might as well go all the way. I'm just saying. You already had the
Do you guys know people who do that? Like I knew someone who did that kind of thing. Like everywhere we went out, and I always got embarrassed. Yeah, I always got so embarrassed to be around them. Like I stopped going out with them.
Wait. Every time, purposely?
Every time they were like, "Oh, we have to wait so long. Let me talk to your manager about getting in sooner," or something like that.
Okay, no, that's a whole different story.
And for me, like it was just so embarrassing because I feel like when you're mean to people, usually it backfires. Like you don't get what you want. Like when you're really, really nice, they give you lots of things. So like that's always my strategy when I want something, is to be nice.
Did you have a couple of drinks at that time?
I had so many drinks. Shots.
I think that
before going to the club. Nice.
Yeah, I think That's a lot of
That's
it.
it.
That's a lot of it. Is
I
like
think I
drinking.
think that's the trigger.
Yeah.
That's a trigger.
The
Alright.
alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps
No, but
be more Karen like.
so I think for you, I mean, I think your story's a little bit different, right? Because you already spent money at the restaurant. It was just associated to the club. It's not like you're going in, you haven't spent $1,000 yet, right? And then you're demanding something, right?
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day,
But Mike,
I
you don't know these other Karens that have happened. Like they could have also spent $1,000. You don't know the
I don't know. You're
background of
right.
it, but they
But I'm
still went
talking.
viral for that one minute that they were a
That's true.
Karen.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm proud of Karen for going Karen that scene though. That's all I'm saying.
Right?
You got my approval on that Karen scene, the movie.
But that is a good point, Rob, about like if you like lose it in public,
Mhm.
anyone can film you and
That one-
say
Yeah.
they can say that like you're doing something awful, even if it was justified.
Yeah.
Like, which I think is a huge violation of privacy. Like, I don't think anyone should be able to
They have
film a
that.
stranger.
They have that Reddit channel, like public freakout, where it's just like people freaking out
Oh.
in public and like being Karens or being. Just sometimes it's even like they're just like going nuts. I saw this one guy, this one video. I don't know who I think I sent it to the guys group where this one guy was in like a Wingstop or something, and he ordered something to go, and it wasn't right, and then he wanted like a refund, but they wouldn't give him a refund, and then he took their cash register and tore it off and threw it out the window, like out their like glass window.
Yeah.
It was nuts like that. I was like, this
That's
is
extreme,
this
though.
is this is
For some chicken wings,
ridiculous.
buddy. For some chicken wings, that's too extreme. I'm sorry.
For like he wanted a refund, so he wanted like $13 back on his refund.
Sounds like a commercial.
Yeah, it was just so nuts. I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
But I mean, it probably had a bad day.
I don't like this.
Oh, you can't say that.
We're going towards the bad days.
No, but
Oh.
anyway, but to your point though, right? That 10-second reaction video of it, obviously, you only seen that one repercussion of it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know what you're saying though. I know where you're going down, Robert. I mean, you're right. I mean, yes, someone could have taken that 10-second video of Karen reacting about complaining about, not letting guys in for free, some of that, and
like
Karen
you
could've felt
like
entitled.
talking about spending thousands of dollars and stuff like you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this Karen is just like
Now you're about $40.
now she's
I know.
now
I know
she's
you're
like
Yeah.
now she's also
That's
like
true.
flaunting how much she spends and all this stuff like
Yeah.
it
That's
could
true.
look bad.
Yeah.
yeah. With the
Wait,
fur-
let me
with that fur coat.
clarify to anyone who's listening. I myself only did not spend $1,000. Like, I don't do that.
No. I'm saying it's a group thing.
Yeah. But when you're like talking, when you're like complaining and yelling, like you're like, we spent $1,000, like okay, like you spent a lot of money, we get it, like you guys got
Yeah.
money,
And you were walking on with a fur
and
coat.
you got a
so.
fur coat on.
Yeah. She thinks she is.
I think
$1,000 is nothing to them.
probably nothing, to be honest. It
People
really is.
cost like 5,000.
Yeah. All right, so Robert, what's your story?
Oh, I have this picture that
Okay, go ahead.
I found this on the
Let me
internet.
see.
This
What is it?
it's this guy. He put up an Instagram post like hashtag 10-year challenge. So he shows himself from when he was 10
10-year
years
challenge.
ago to now, and he was like a little kid. Like his first picture is him as a little kid, and now he's like he's a good looking guy, right? He's got a good looking guy with headphones on. Like he looks like he's good. But his like kid picture, he has huge ears. Like huge ears. And then he
Now he put
he
headphones on?
posts a picture. You guys send it? Oh yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
He posted a picture and then someone commented underneath, please take off the headphones. I want to confirm something. Because he had headphones so it covers his ears, so you don't know if he still has those huge ears.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. Maybe he got them pinned back too.
I mean, he just wants to
just a
confirm. He
comment,
just wants to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just being a detective,
Yeah.
just trying to protect us from catfishing.
Yeah. In an hour, he got 500 likes on that. comment.
554 laughs on Facebook.
That is
Maybe
pretty
that
cool.
guy got more laughs than the actual post.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So mine is a little funny video clip. You shouldn't be doing this at a barbershop. Yeah. So it's pretty much a video of a guy, shaving his head. Like, the barber's shaving his head, cleaning up his head, and just typical thing, and just clean it up. and this guy has a freaking one of those knife thing, that cleans up that shaves your head, right? And the customer pretty much just reacts, scares the shit out of him, and then the barber smacked the shit out of his head.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
Because he's trying to scare the hell out of him.
Wait, so the guy actually nothing happened to him? He just like jumped for no reason?
Yeah. because the customer just tried to scare the hell out of him.
He yells and he's like laughing at himself. What a good video.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Karen, what do you think?
Nightmares I've had. Like Sweeney Todd with like
Yeah.
barber shop.
Yeah.
Oh,
The guy had a knife, literally, just to shave his head.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to your barber?
no, so dumb.
You could have gone so many ways more, more worse than that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, have I told you guys the story of my mom cutting our hair at home?
No.
So my mom, she's cutting my dad's hair at home and she's giving us home haircuts or whatever. I don't know why we were doing this, but my dad wanted a haircut, so she sits there and she's like cutting his hair, and then my dad is just like all over the place, and then he moves and she cuts his ear, and his ear starts
No.
bleeding, like a ton of blood all over the place, and yeah, so and so like, but it was his fault because he's moving around the whole time, but like every time my mom's like, I can give you a haircut if you want, I'm like, no, I like my ears the way they are. So never again.
You send the guy in the picture to your mom.
This is what you should have
That's
done.
funny.
You should just smack him in the head.
I know, that's pretty funny though. All right, jumping back into the topic of the discussion. So now, obviously, Karen, you share your Karen moment. Robert, you had a Karen moment before? Or do you know a Karen?
I know this Karen.
No, but like a Karen.
A Karen. I don't think so. I feel like, or I probably do, but I just don't know like them at that moment.
I get that extreme.
I can see a lot of my friends who will go into places and they could ask for something outrageous and then get angry if they don't get it.
A lot of your friends.
I don't know about a lot of my friends, but I can see some of my friends. But I've never been in the situation where they were like that, right? Oh, there was one story when I went to Thailand. My buddy, we went to a restaurant. And I think in Thailand they don't bring you the check. You have to ask for the check.
You have to ask for it, correct.
So my buddy was getting so mad that they weren't bringing us the check. That like, he's like, oh man, like this is the worst customer service ever. Like they haven't. No, first off, they didn't come by to ask us if we wanted anything else, right? Like they just like. They let us sit there and talk and like hang out and eat. Like they brought all the food out.
It's supposed to be like that.
And then, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's like, and I was like, this guy.
They don't rush you.
Yeah, they don't rush you. They let you sit as long as you want, and they don't come by and like and they don't give you the check to say, hey, get out of here, right? Like that seems like a very American thing, right? Like, oh, we're over here, like we need to flip these tables. Here's your check. You can pay so we can like get more people in.
Not to rush, but here's your check.
That's what they always say, like not to rush, but really they're like, yeah, you need to get out so we get more people, right? So he's sitting over here like, oh man, this is such bad service. Like they see that we're not eating anymore, we're just talking and hanging out. They need to bring the check over. I was like, bro, like this is Thailand, this is Asia. Like they're more respectful than over in the US. They let you do what you want. They're not like rushing you out. And so he's like, no, this is just bad service. Right? So then we went back to the hotel and I asked the people at the front desk, I was like, do they normally bring you the check like without you asking for it? And she's like, no, that's so rude. Like why would you bring a check before? Because then you're like asking them to leave. It seems like and then I was like, that's true, exactly what I was saying. I was like, this is probably the culture, right?
It's the same thing in Europe, right? So in Italy and France, it was the same exact thing. I remember missing a flight in Italy, and we're having lunch, and usually, so my friend was like, I was asking him, hey, how come the waiter doesn't bring the check? Well, usually you have to ask for it, and they usually, but they don't want to bug you because you're enjoying your lunch and stuff like that. And this is a Saturday, and so, and literally we're like, well, we're gonna miss the flight soon. Like now, I'm like, we'll be fine. Don't worry. We just asked the waiter for the check, but we didn't take into consideration how long the waiter takes the check, take the check, because obviously the waiter don't want to rush you in a sense also as well. So we asked for the check. 10 minutes later, comes back, then he prints a check. Like it takes him 10 minutes to get a check. And I think I think he's only the waiter there, the only waiter around the area. I think there's like 6 tables.
Yeah.
And then he gives you the check, and then he comes back 10 minutes later to get the check from you. And then no, it gets better. And then he takes the check. 10 minutes later, then he gives you the what's called obviously gets the credit card and some of the swipes there and provides you the receipt to sign. And then obviously, but by that time, add up 30 minutes total already.
So it's 30 minutes, so you're late. So you're like missing.
Yeah, so we're late. We're running late at that time already. Yeah,
Oh my God.
it was
You
just
missed the flight?
Oh yeah, of course we missed the flight. At that point, we're like, guys, we're not gonna make it because we already missed the train rate. The next train's not gonna come for another 20 minutes. Let's just book the flight. I'm like, okay. So we stayed there for another 30 minutes to book the flight.
Is that everywhere outside of the US, or is it like a very US thing to like we want the check to be brought to us and for people to like ask if we're okay and stuff? I don't think in Europe. I don't like the waiters to come up and ask me how I'm doing. But
so my personal experience in Europe though, they don't rush you at all. They really don't, especially in Spain. Like they let you and just enjoy, sit there. They don't care how long the line is sitting outside the restaurant. You're ready to leave when you're ready to leave. They don't push that. At least my personal experience.
I think that's because they don't want to serve anyone else.
What?
We don't want any more. We don't want any more people in here.
I think it's because they make salaries. They don't get tips.
They don't get tips. I agree with that.
It doesn't matter how many people they serve.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's true too. That's good. But is that in Asia like that too? Though in Asia, they don't make salary though.
There's no I don't know. In Singapore, there's no tipping. Right, there's no tipping at all.
Well, in Asia, there's no tipping in general.
Yeah,
I get that too.
I don't know about everywhere, but like definitely in like Asia, in Singapore, Vietnam, and
so I guess the less people you have to deal with, the better the easier your job is. Is what you're saying, Karen?
Yeah, which is okay. Like that's how it should be. Like if I go out to eat, like I don't want to be rushed when I'm eating, and if I'm working, I don't want to be rushed either.
But for the business, it's worse.
What if the business is bad though?
Yeah.
There's more to life than business.
In the US, we're all about the business, all about making money, all about turnover. That might be what it is.
But yeah, I don't know. I know a couple Karens personally, I guess for me. And I don't mind it because they do it to benefit the group, not to hurt themselves.
But you have to clarify what type of Karen.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're trying to get
friends with, because you don't want to be friends with the crazy racist.
Yeah, correct.
Karen.
Yeah, so I don't know of personal crazy racist Karen like that at all. Personally, like I don't know anybody.
Or they haven't shown it to you.
Oh, that's true. They haven't shown me to you yet. That could be it too.
You just don't know them well enough.
Yeah. I remember was it a couple of years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, we went to Vegas for a pool party, and I'm gonna name names. And this Karen, in a part of friend groups, really they say, hey, so we got a table right at the pool, by the pool, things like that, a cabana, but the amount of money we spent for the quality of the food that they provided was just horrible. It was just horrible. And she started making just crazy complaints about it and stuff. Asked for the manager and asked for their supervisor of the manager and asked for the VIP manager, blah blah blah. And literally, it drew everyone's attention. Like everybody around us, looked at us, and we were like, okay, crazy. And Kitty doesn't mind. This is in the middle of a summer, around 2 p.m. We've been drinking all day already, but the food, I could see why she was complaining. The food quality was just bad. And so I think we spent about total $5,000, I think, during the day already. And
is that a lot in
for
Vegas?
Pool, I mean, yeah, but $5,000 for 10 people, it's actually a lot.
For 10 people, yeah.
For 10, that's a lot of money.
So for a pool table, you know what I mean? So for a VIP pool table. So we're like,
but Is that a lot compared to what other people spend?
I
Because
don't know what
like
people spend. I mean,
sometimes I feel like I'm balling, but like
Yeah.
you're
I'm
not.
like
I get it.
I'm
We're
not.
specific.
Yeah, no matter how much you spend, there's someone spending more for sure.
Way more money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Sorry.
keep this in mind. This is a packed pool party, okay? So
Yeah.
it got to a point. My Karen friend went up to the DJ, and said, "Hey, can I borrow the mic?" and stop the music.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that's how they got the VIP manager to come out, because the VIP manager wouldn't come out. And she was like, "We're looking for the VIP manager for the past half an hour, blah blah." So and finally she dropped the mic, gave it back to DJ peacefully, and apologized to the DJ. She didn't do like very abruptly, like like, and the DJ didn't care as much, I guess. So and he took it back, and the security guard came to our table, to security guards, and it was crazy. It was like a little bit.
They were like, "You gotta leave."
Well,
They could have been like, you gotta leave.
yeah, so they could have kicked us out. However, the VIP manager did come out at that time. So talked about the situation, what happened, and explained about the whole food situation, and we ended up getting a nice discount eventually. But yeah,
I don't think that's a good.
but still, it
Karen
worked out to our.
It might have
no.
worked out for you, but I don't know
Yeah.
if that's like.
No, it was bad. It was a bad Karen moment for her though.
Is it like worth the effort?
For us,
Like
it
I don't know.
How much
I
is the
don't
discount?
I don't
Huh?
yeah.
How much is the
It
discount?
was half of the check.
50%.
So it was worth it.
Yeah, of course. For her
For
effort.
someone
though.
else to do it.
For her effort. Though.
I would probably go make friends with people at other tables.
Well,
I would be like,
so
I
the
don't
funny-
know these people. I'm going to that
I would have
table.
like left and been like, oh,
the funny
I don't
the
know
funny
her.
thing is that
Yeah.
she blacked out. She doesn't remember it.
Oh, so it's all.
That's what she
drunkenness.
says.
I don't know. We had the video though, so.
Oh
You
no.
You could totally post that on public freak out.
But it's only a section of it though. It's not like the whole thing, But it was just too funny though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But it wasn't like even though it was a Karen moment, it wasn't not like your typical racist type of thing, like entitlement in a sense.
Yeah,
So,
but I don't think all of these Karen moments are racism related, right? Not.
it's
They're
only
not.
really that's true. They're not, I guess. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a racist to be Karen.
Well,
Things
it
like-
evolved to today's definition though. That's
No,
what it
but
is.
like even today's definition, we were talking like when we were talking about the mask thing, that has nothing to do with race.
But it's a middle-aged entitled, like PMSing person, whatever, like that today's definition is different compared to it was when Dane Cook started it. They just
No, and
said
I
it.
get it. I
It
get it. But
evolved.
like,
Yeah.
if you're talking, if we're calling people who are anything to do with a mask is a Karen, that has nothing to do with race.
That's true.
That's just
But you know what I'm talking about, like just extremes in a sense.
like acting
Yeah.
wildly extreme.
I think it just depends on your perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Like if you're a 17-year-old, you're probably associating it with what you see online.
That's true.
Whereas us, we know Dane Cook, so it's like
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, and different for Gen Z too. So you're right.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. All right. So I think Karen, you brought this other terminology up, a Henry. Okay. Can you define that for us, please? What's a Henry? Because I never heard that before until you told us right now.
High earner, not rich yet.
Okay.
High earner.
Where was the first time you heard that?
Like maybe a few months ago, but I Googled it and it like, I guess Forbes made it up back in like 2002.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you explain
wow.
what a Henry is? Even like you say, high earner is not rich yet. Like, how do you?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So it's like, say like you're a doctor, like you're a millennial doctor or something, and like you're making a lot of money, but you have a lot of med school debt.
Yeah.
So like you're not exactly rich because of like all the money that you're making is going towards something else. But like it doesn't just have to apply to people who are in a lot of debt.
Yeah.
It's also like people who just like get avocado toast and like go on luxury vacations all the time.
I still live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. It's just like people who make over like 100K or something.
I'm guilty
people
of that.
who make a lot of money and don't save their money.
Yeah, just irresponsible.
And that's what me. That was me the first 5 years. I was a Henry.
I mean, I did that for a while too.
Yes, talk about. I have never been a Henry. Don't look at my background. Don't look at my apartment. or anything. No, yeah, I definitely fit in this category for sure. Do you think this is something that's like our
How's it being used,
generation?
though?
Is this something that's like our generation that like we're in a generation where we're all like going to college and then making a lot of money, but then we're just
We don't prioritize
not,
our we mean we don't prioritize our life
we
better?
don't prioritize saving, we prioritize like
Experience. That's what it is.
experiences.
Yeah, we use that as an excuse. We want to, instead of buying stuff, we use it as experiences, I guess. Yeah,
Is that like another form of entitlement? Like
could be, but it's also a trend.
Karen's like entitled, but like all of us are like we feel entitled to just like live our
We
lives.
definitely feel
Yeah.
entitled. I definitely
We definitely are more selfish, though. By the way, our generation is definitely more selfish. We care about ourselves more. So,
you
I
think
don't
we're
know if
more
that's
you think we're more
true.
selfish than
oh yeah, then the
Than
boomers, for
boomers?
sure. Hell yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
think so. We volunteer like way more than boomers did.
What do you
And I
volunteer?
think Gen Z volunteers a lot too.
Define volunteer. What do you mean by that? Sorry. What do you
Like
mean by
volunteer work, like doing volunteering.
yeah, sure, that's fine. But I think that's a fraction of it. I mean, I think that's a fraction of it. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't think.
What do you mean by selfish? Like you
Like,
mean
I meant-
selfish like dating?
No,
like
no,
not
so,
prioritizing family?
no. So
Or,
let's take it. Let me take a step back on that. Okay. So when I say selfish, like we care about ourselves more than the bigger. Like for example, like we're not worried about getting, like you said, getting a family at the age of 21, 22, right? Right. And then growing to like a family, and then, and in a sense, like because now we're more about taking care of ourselves first. My especially when it comes to a relationship, we have ours us we come first, and as an individual comes first before, because I've seen that a lot in a lot of friends group where that individual person comes first before that relationship in a sense. And even work wise, right, we become more career focused before having a family, or I mean, which is fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying our generation has definitely become a little bit more, and that's just why we see this less, I guess, people getting married, less people having kids in our generation.
But I think that's like the circumstances of the time when we all graduated from college.
Meaning,
Like, yeah, like a lot of people, I mean, I didn't graduate with debt from college, but a lot of people did. And like Florida is a cheap state to go to public
Yeah.
school, like
Yeah.
compared to everywhere else. But like a lot of people, like they can't start a family because they have so much debt from college, right? And like maybe they didn't major in something like business or finance or engineering. So like they can't get a good job.
Yeah, and also the boomers, they have a lower rate of going to college, right? So they all went out
they have a
and
good college.
they went out and worked as soon as they got out of high school or even
And
before
they have
that.
more babies than us. Yeah. So they're
Yeah.
reporting us though. So I mean, at the end of the day, they're reporting us, and they still have a bigger generation boom than we probably have in a sense. You think about it.
What do you mean
Like,
generation
Yeah.
boom?
like, I mean, so I think Karen, to your point though, part of it is true or not true, but I know for a fact that I know people who have kids and family and they're still in debt. I mean, like, so
Yeah,
it's kind
lots
of
of
like,
people are
No,
in
that's
debt.
true.
yeah, and I think from a boomer generation, they have kids and family earlier at the age, at the age of 19, and they're rich, they're in debt to us at the same time, like, and then or they didn't go to college or things like
Mhm.
that. So
But I'm saying, like, what did you mean by they
Yeah.
have a bigger generational boom?
like no, in terms of like they weren't. So I think it could be a generation thing, but it's in a sense that they didn't have the time where they were worried about, okay, I'm gonna take care of my career first in a sense, type of deal. The mentality of it. They're like, you know what? It's probably a cultural thing at that time. It's like, hey, I'm gonna have a family by the time I turn 18 or 19. It's just a cultural aspect of that, right? And so therefore, they're if you compare it, I guess, population wise, like they have more. I think they definitely have more kids than our current generation has going. Trying to think like,
Oh yeah, like population boom as in actual population
boom,
increase.
boom, yeah.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
that's true. Like they definitely had. That's why
Yeah.
they're the boomers, right?
Yeah.
They definitely had kids earlier, and they had more of them. But then I feel like our generation is a repercussion of that. Like we saw that they did this, and they weren't as successful. They were still struggling, right? Like you have all of these boomers who now they're doing well, but like probably when we were all growing up, that wasn't as prevalent. then we're focusing more on
Yeah, that's what
on
I'm saying. Our
careers.
generation is more selfish. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if that's
I'm not saying-
selfish. I think it's like a repercussion of seeing our parents struggle and then saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, we need to find a different way." And it's not having to do
I'm not
with
saying it's a bad thing.
it's
though.
not
I'm
being
saying it's a bad thing.
selfish. It's just making sure that we are like that we're not going through the same thing that our parents went through.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying, but I'm saying that it's just now we're seeing the results of it, right? We're seeing a lot, obviously, less people getting married. We're seeing a lot of people, less people having kids in a sense. It's just a result of it. That's all.
Do you think having more kids is better? Like
No, I'm not
our
saying- no, I'm not-
population boom is better or worse?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying in general, like that's what we've seen that generation to generation, especially like I feel like it could be a trend downward in a sense. So
It is. It's trending downward.
yeah,
It's for sure trending downward. Like
Yeah.
there's like our age of getting married has gone down a lot.
Yeah.
Since the boom.
I mean,
No, it's gone up,
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's
The
gone up.
age.
The
I
age
said
has
our
gone up.
age
Yeah.
getting it's gonna go up. Yeah, I mean, we could be getting smarter about it because we're not. We could be saying, hey, we may not want to get into a relationship where we're not ready to. I guess in a sense that could be part of it as well, right?
Mhm.
Or we just probably a part of our phase of life we tend to skip. It could be that too.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Did it? Okay, did it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know about boomers is that they're my parents.
Yeah.
And that's my generation, right? My parents are in boomer generation,
Mhm.
but I know like a lot of boomers had divorces.
Correct. They had a higher rate divorce as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, because I know a lot of people our age, their parents got divorces. So
Yeah.
like maybe that's I don't
That's
know.
also an effect.
Oh,
Yeah, they saw like
It is an
bad,
effect for sure.
bad relationships that their parents had.
Yeah.
I totally can see
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, that also has an
Yeah.
effect.
I mean, I think that's why back in the days, I think America had like 49% divorce rate, something like that. Like back in the days, like early 90s or something.
Mhm.
Like I think there was like a record of that, something ridiculous high.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's smart. Like I mean, I don't know. I guess this is just coming from privilege, but
That's
like
true.
if
Yeah.
you have like the opportunity to not take your life so seriously until you get to 30, I think that's smart. Because like
Yeah.
you just need to get it out of your system, like to be
Party it up.
stupid,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But it's also
Been there,
And you
done
need
that. Been there, done that.
it's also like, but like the 20s is also like the time when
You should be getting your shit together.
if you got your stuff together in your teens
At the 20?
and like
Oh, yeah,
by
your 30s
the
is so
time
much-
you're like 25, you're like
golden.
you're like you're like
Yeah.
working towards the future, like
Yeah.
you are set, right? Like it's
Yeah.
a starting earlier is better, right? So
Yeah.
if we're all starting when we're in our 30s, it might be that like we're starting too late.
Yeah. But well, this is what they said. The new 30s is the new 20s. You know.
30s are the new 20s.
Yeah, 30s are the new 20s. You know. But
I will never give up my 20s for anything. I had so much fun in my 20s.
see, but
like-
that's what I'm trying to say, though, right? Like we had so much fun because we had the time to do it, and obviously, I mean, we were definitely Henrys. You know, we were spending the money, you know, and we were richer in a sense. But I feel like that experience that definitely enhanced our life experience. I feel like,
Yeah.
at least for me personally, did.
I don't know. I wasn't a Henry until I was in my 30s. So
Yeah, I wasn't a Henry until recently. I was pretending to be a Henry in my 20s.
Pretending to be
that's true.
Henry.
It was a big pretending time period, right? Where you're like, yeah. They say like dress for the job you want, right? And that's
Yeah.
I wanted to be a Henry, so that I acted like that
Nice.
before
Yeah.
I was.
You
All
did
right.
not, Rob. You lived out of your car for a month on purpose.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
purpose.
I mean,
On
I
purpose.
was very much in the mindset of I need to get more money, so that saving as
But-
much money as I could was part of that.
Yeah.
You would never do that in your 30s though. Like never.
Your
I would
car?
never do like staying in hostels and like
I was
pay
just in hospital.
$10 to sleep with like 20 other people in the
Yes,
same room.
I would still do that right now. I
I'm
would
not
do that.
doing that ever again.
No, I
No,
No,
I would.
I'm
I've never stayed in a hostel, and I never will.
Really? I love staying in hostel. My hostel experience has been amazing. I've done it not 2 years ago, and I was still in the 30s.
I mean,
I was,
You're gonna be the creepy old man in the
Yeah, I'm at the
hostel.
point where I'm going luxury or nothing. like at this
Me
point.
too.
Nah, I'm okay with hostel. Especially especially if I'm traveling solo, I'm definitely staying in hostel for sure.
I don't think I ever traveled.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I've
Maybe.
never traveled solo.
If I ever go back to Japan, I'm staying hostel. I don't care.
This is Japan. They're like really nice. The hostel's like a hotel.
I mean, in general, I think I don't know. I said it's a different travel experience, obviously, right? So when you're traveling with your significant other, you don't want to stay in a hostel in a sense. Maybe I don't know. I think it depends on the couple, depends on the person. Also depends what kind of experience you want out of the trip. So yeah, you may not need it to travel in a hostel because if you have money, but sometimes that experience it's just you could use something to tourist it. Like you could stay in a hostel and then you could just rent a yacht or something. I don't know.
I don't want to do that
I
again.
don't know.
I'm not going to do any of those things I did before. Renting out my apartment to Airbnb and sleeping on a air mattress for a month at a friend's place. No way. I am done with all of that. Like,
It's okay now. You could buy another apartment. You rent an Airbnb.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's true.
All right. So we're gonna wrap up the discussion. So now let me ask you this: this whole Karen trend, this trend situation. Obviously, there are some repercussions of this, right? Do you think this kind of trend could be avoided going forward, or do you think this is gonna, there's gonna be another thing? It could be like the next, like Crazy Lisa or something like that, or Crazy Carla, or something like another trend could come about.
Or should it?
Like, or should it come about? Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone, like, I think it's just as bad to generalize a lot of people
That's true.
under a certain stereotype. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't, not because it's my name, it's just that I don't really like it. I think it's silly because everyone's different and everyone has their moments, and
That's true. We're all
I
humans.
think it's I think it's important to be nice people and make each other aware of when they're like being assholes.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should call people names.
Do you think having this this viral meme has it stopped people from being more like a Karen?
That's true.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so either,
Because you still see them all the time. Like
Yeah.
there's still like videos all the time, and there's like last time you were on Karen, we had like an Instagram that was just Karens. Like that's all it was, and every day they post a new video. So it doesn't seem like it's going away.
But to Karen's point though, like we can't generalize everybody into a certain type of thing based on one situation. But it's like name calling, right? At that point, it's like you're back in middle school again.
Yeah.
So.
But there's like a different standard for people who are privileged.
Yeah. So is this a version of cyberbullying in a sense? Then you think?
It can be.
Not to people named Karen. I don't think it's cyberbullying of people named Karen. Like, I don't feel bullied at all.
Okay.
So, but I think that I don't think it's right. Like, even if they are being jerks, like, I don't think it's right to post it online and shame people. Like, I don't. Like,
well, it's a public.
I don't think it's right to draw attention to that kind of behavior either. Like,
oh, it's better not to show it at all versus shaming them to not be like that again.
Yeah, because it doesn't encourage people to be good.
Oh, to be better. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like if you see videos online of someone being really nice, like maybe it'll motivate you to be nice.
That's true.
And do something good, But when you see stuff like that, it gives you a bad attitude, and maybe you'll end up being like the person in the video. You know?
Oh, interesting. That is interesting.
Well, it's a negative connotation in a sense, right? So but ultimately though, I think Karen, I see what you're saying though. Like you rather see more positive video in a sense, and positive reward. Like I've seen a bunch of TikTok videos of people just giving $1,000 charity using the TikTok to good use.
That's cool.
Yeah. So like they purposely or Starbucks or waiters like they've got to they go to a restaurant, purposely sit down to order like a cup of water and leave $1,000. Like I think it was Mr. Beast did that.
That's the whole Mr. Beast. That's his whole MO. It's just going giving people money.
That's cool. I like him. Can we hang out?
Right?
like you haven't seen Mr. Beast, Karen? Like he's
No, I haven't.
oh my god, he's a
Yeah.
big YouTuber now, and all he does is
Yeah.
like he basically gives people stuff. Like he just like makes bigger videos or like he's just giving stuff. So he'll buy every car on a car lot, and
Yeah.
then everyone who comes in, he just gives them the car or gives them the car
Yeah.
plus money.
Wow, it's like Oprah on YouTube.
Yeah, so he's just
Yeah.
basically just giving people money, and then he gets like
Didn't he bought a store, and people who drove to the store give him a bag of something, money in there, something like, what was it? He bought a coffee shop or something. I forget what it was. Like no, a burger restaurant.
he
That's what
had
it was.
like a he like he took over a restaurant and tried to make it like McDonald's, but like Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
And then he would like every person who came in, he would like give them like their food and an extra like gift of some sort.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
That's so cool. I want that restaurant. Oh my god, how amazing would that be? That's awesome. I'm gonna look him up.
yeah, you should.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how he makes most of his money, but he's a big YouTuber before, like TikTok and things like
No,
that.
it started
so-
out small, right? Like so I think he started out with like a small gifts to people, and then those
Yeah.
got bigger, and then so his gifts started getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, like his staff, like he rewarded his staff a lot. Like for example, like one of his staff member car broke down. He was like Ubering for like I think 16 miles, something like that. And then he ended up buying like a nice car for his his staff member. And then I think another his staff, his mom's house got repossessed.
Yeah,
Something
but that was
crazy.
after he got big, right? So a lot of his stuff
Correct, yeah.
before was like him just giving $1,000 to a homeless person or something, and
Correct,
then following
yeah.
him, and then he would do stuff with his staff where he's like, all right, put your hands on the car, and the last person to take
Yep.
their hand off the car wins the
Sure.
car.
Yeah.
Right, so like whatever car was, if they like just gotta hold their hand on there until they decide they're done, and then that person wins the
that's the-
car.
That was not so nice.
Right, it's just more. It's like a lot of stuff like
For
that. That's
entertaining,
how they
it's for entertaining,
started,
for-
right? Like that's
yeah,
how he
for
started, and
entertainment.
now it's more like, oh, we're going to give more money away to more people that are
Yeah.
in need. Because at first it was just like a staff and stuff, or like
Correct.
friends of his, but now it's like they've
Yeah.
grown bigger. They have more money now, more
Yeah.
ad revenue
Yeah.
from.
I
YouTube.
remember one of them was they had to be in a pool for like more than 48 hours, and if the last person to stay in the pool wins 10 grand, something like that.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
Ew,
Yeah.
that pool would probably really gross.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. They have a lot of videos like that at the beginning because that's how they just get pop. That's how they did the
Yeah.
algorithm, right? They pushed it.
Yeah, because they used to do those contests like at malls and stuff.
Oh, that's true.
You don't remember that?
No.
Where the hand on the car? They used
No.
to do that at malls.
So wait, the last person to leave the hand in the car wins the car?
Yeah,
What was that?
like in the 90s.
I would have done that.
Yeah, lots of people did it.
That's nuts. I don't know.
So what if the mall closes down? Like at nighttime? Would they stay
They
there?
gotta stay,
I guess so. I don't know. I was a child when I heard about these things.
or you hide under the car, so you're always.
That's the smart thing to do, right?
like,
Just
or
lay down,
Or get in the car?
wear a diaper.
No, you can't go inside. It's all outside, right? But like you lay down underneath, and you're like, okay. And then if it closes, you're still there. And
That's
they
funny.
come back the
Yeah.
next morning. Like, I'm here. I won. Everybody else left.
All right. So I mean, to Karen, I think to your point, I think obviously this kind of trend is gonna, we can't stop it. But I think to your point though, if they can make a positive spin out of it, I can see what you're saying though, like, which makes more sense. Like it's more impactful when it's more positive. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we should be more positive on it. The internet.
but it's easy to get negative because it's such a clickbait thing.
It's easier to get
Yeah.
clicks when it's negative.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, haven't they done research on that? Like the outrageous stuff gets like way more traffic than
Yeah.
like happy things.
That's why the news is always negative.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
But I
sad to
turn the
see.
news off because like I don't like hearing that stuff. It's
What the-
exhausting.
Well, you should never get the apps called Citizen in Chicago, by the way. So
What's that?
don't download it.
What is it?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. All right, so we're gonna wrap up
Oh my
this
God.
episode.
We're gonna end the show with that.
Yes. All right. So, Robert, what's your rant?
My rant today. I don't know. I think I was gonna rant about my bottle of wine. I already ranted about that.
Rose, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have anything else.
So life is good. That's good to
My
hear.
life is good. I'm like,
Yeah.
work is like really just killing me, but
Tired.
it's more work. I don't want to talk about it.
How about you? How about you, Karen? You have a rant to end this episode?
Oh, no, not really a rant, but like back to the Henry thing.
Yeah.
There's this show on Netflix called Marriage or Mortgage,
What does
and
that
it's
mean?
like these couples, they go to this marriage/mortgage office, which I don't think is a real thing.
Okay.
And the two hosts of the show convince the couple to either spend $30,000 on a wedding or $30,000 on a down payment on a house.
Nice.
It's so awful.
Wait,
Why?
why would
What's
anybody?
that
Why
for?
would anyone choose the marriage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of them pick the marriage.
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
You should get Carl on that show. I just want to see how you guys react to that.
Who? Get who?
Yeah, you and your boyfriend do the show, or fiance, you know.
No, I'm not
That'd be funny
doing that. No, but like it's like so
That'd be
sad
funny,
because
though.
like, but a lot of these people, like they're middle class people and they have like $30,000 saved up after their student loans and
So
stuff.
they pick the wedding, most of them.
And they pick the wedding and it's like, no.
Wait, so does the
like-
show try to push them in one direction or the other?
Yeah, the two hosts, like they like try to outdo each other.
Oh, they battle each other. Oh.
Yeah.
So they're like, this is what you
yes.
could spend on your. This is like for $30,000. This is what you could do with your wedding.
Is it your dream wedding here? Or
Yes,
this is,
and like they'll show them like a helicopter ride to like
Jesus.
go away from the wedding and like things like that to like try to entice them to pick the wedding.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the person with the house is like, I have this really nice house for you.
Wait, so most of them choose the wedding?
Yeah,
This is nuts.
it's insane to me. It's
I
so
don't know.
crazy.
Okay, so let me ask you this though: who makes the final decision in a couple? The guy or the girl? Does it tell you? Did it tell you?
No, it just seems like they both do it together.
They're going to consent. Okay, gotcha.
This is
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, who would choose
Okay.
the wedding over?
Wait, 10 couples, right? So 10 couples in it. How many would pick the wedding? You think?
I think like 7 out of 10 picked the
Wow.
wedding. I don't know. I binged it all yesterday.
Wait,
Like-
the whole season?
The whole season. Because like I just couldn't believe it how many people were picking the wedding over the mortgage. Like I didn't get it at all.
Is it a nice house? $30,000. It's probably like a $50,000 house.
Yeah, no, their budgets range from like $350 to $450.
Yeah. So okay, it's not that small of a house either, though.
Yeah, they're middle class.
Okay.
Like they're not poor. They're middle class. They just don't have very many savings, right?
This is
so
horrible. I don't.
it's
Why?
so horrible.
It's a horrible
such a
show
good idea,
to like
horrible.
where like you're like giving them an option between getting married, spending 30,000 on a party versus getting a house. Like, how can they not convince the person that this is better financially for them?
Wait, but let me ask you this though: why would a couple do that in the first place? What they get out of that? What's the benefit?
What?
The couple of going to that show. Why would it be in the first place? What they get? Do they get anything out of it? They get a free house. They get a free wedding. Like,
No, they spend like all their money, their own money.
so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, why would a couple decide to sign up for that show?
Well, like most of them in the beginning, they're undecided on whether they want to pick having a big wedding or having a house. But like, I just don't get like, how come all the $30,000 has to go to the wedding? Because like, you don't need to spend $30,000 on a
Yeah,
wedding.
you do. Especially you don't have
You
20
do
people house.
No,
You have
you don't. If love really mattered, if love really mattered, you just go to the
You only
courthouse and
you
you
only
get
get
married.
married once.
You only
You
get
only
married
get
once. That's true.
You only get married once, Karen. I'm just saying. Don't you have a dream wedding, Karen? Come on, let's be honest.
Me? No, I'm not. No.
You don't have a scrapbook of wedding ideas.
I
that
know.
you're going to-
Seriously. Yeah, you do. She does
Yeah,
have-
like
she has a
I know
scrapbook.
what I want, but like with all the COVID stuff happen and everything.
Fine,
like,
post-COVID though. Let's just COVID to say that everyone has vaccinated. I'm just saying. Just throw that out of the window for now. Okay.
Yeah, even after COVID, like I don't care. Like I don't want all those people there. Like I don't care about them. It's not about them. It's about
What? Wait.
Correct. It's about you, right?
Are-
What's about dream wedding though?
I'm invited, right? This is. You're like, I don't care about all these people, but I'm still going, right? This is.
Robert, you and I would
Okay.
just show up. You know that. Come
I
on.
would just show up.
Okay, you guys are going, but no one like not
Not the other 200
million other
people and like your
people.
family and stuff. They don't matter. It's just me and Mike.
No, but seriously, okay, I get
It's just you two there, like not even my mom and dad.
What the witness?
Yeah, we'll be the witnesses. It'll be fine.
No, but I get what you're saying with the $30,000 type of situation. But I'm saying like for I guess for them to spend all the money in a wedding, like you said, right? And that person, I guess, to try to sell the house, like can't convince the hey, okay, split half your money away. They couldn't do
No,
that.
I think
They
the
couldn't-
show is that they have to spend 30.
Oh,
the
they
other.
have to
You
spend.
have to pick.
But
Yeah.
like I can't believe that the guy who's doing the house can't be like, you guys know, like after
He's not selling. He's not closing.
yeah, he's not
ABC.
closing very well. But like you can't convince them like, oh yeah, this is good, but this is gonna be good for you in the future, right?
You're
They
all right.
say that the whole time. Like they like try to say like how practical it is, like it's a better investment decision, but they don't care. Like they just want to spend the money on the helicopter ride that like flies them away.
It's millennials, man. Lifetime experience. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It's like not practical at all. Like I was so shocked. Like there was one couple on there, they were like 23 years old, and I could understand them picking the wedding because they got all the money from their parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the thing is that they're saving up money separately and they're living in their parents' house.
That's
So like
smart.
even after they got married, they're still gonna be living apart. Like it makes no sense.
That's
Can you imagine getting married and living separately with your parents? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. Man, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. The world is I don't know. I can't believe that they would choose the wedding over this. It's just mind blowing.
Listen,
yeah.
I would spend 10K on a wedding in Colombia. That's a lot.
10K.
Yeah, but you're
sure,
not spending
10K.
30K.
No,
on
but in
that
Colombia,
instead
though,
of
you know,
in that instead
know
of
how
a
much money-
house. Like, would you choose
10
that instead of a
10
house?
I guess. I mean, 10K in Colombia goes a long way, though.
Yeah, I get it.
But like, Mike, you have like other savings, right? Like these
don't
people,
know
like, okay, I don't know your financial situation. I'm not gonna assume.
Yeah.
But like these people, this is all their savings. Like they literally have nothing else. They have $30,000 saved
That's
up.
so crazy.
At least that's what they pose it as on the
Of
show.
course. Yeah.
I
Of
wonder
course.
how much
So-
they get to go on the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. There has to be extra incentives for them to go on the show, though.
You think so? People like want to be famous without like.
Well, they get
any
royalties out of that,
money.
probably. Every time they watch it, they probably get royalty.
No.
You don't think
No
so?
royalties. I think they get paid a flat fee with going on the show. Things like Naked and Afraid, they'll get like
Yeah.
a couple $1,000s to go on.
That's it?
It's like not it's they get some monetary benefit going on, but I don't think it's 30,000. I think it's
So did you think they go for the fame then?
maybe, probably. They're like, oh, I'll
It's
be
not
on
like-
TV.
It's not like they're going to say, oh, I recognize that couple from that show.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Some
Like,
people do.
I don't know.
Yeah, because then afterward they can like grow their Instagram following or like.
That's true. And then they can monetize it that way too as well.
Yeah.
I can't forget about that.
Not sure if they're thinking about monetizing, but I think
yeah, no,
I think
because
they're
they're
just
spending money
they're
in the
just
wedding.
looking for followers and stuff. I think that's
Or
the
they're
deal.
looking for or they're looking for that guidance, right? What's the right voice? Oh, I'm gonna go with her. She, like just for like a more like a self-release, like like okay, you know what? I'm not making the wrong choice.
Oh my god.
Oh no, they're so bad. The hosts are like really manipulative. Like they do these like really nice things, but like they're not really nice. They're like manipulating them into picking that side. Like this one
So
girl,
like
her dad
the
died.
host want them to like choose the wedding.
Pick the wedding.
One host wants to choose the wedding, one host wants to choose the mortgage, and they compete.
Yeah.
And so like there's one girl, her dad died, and the host got a handkerchief made, the wedding one.
Yeah.
She got a handkerchief made with her dad's name on it and like gave it to her when she was trying on wedding dresses and was like, your
Jesus.
dad would really want you to have this at your wedding. Like it's so bad. Like
Jesus Christ.
it's so manipulative. Like
That's like
just really
it's like a
pulling on their
$10
emotional
handkerchief
strings.
that he just like got monogrammed and then I'm gonna make you believe that this is your dad's.
Wish.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so bad. And the mortgage lady, she like sets up like, which this is smart actually. She like sets like stages the house so that
Yeah.
it's what like the family needs. you
Of course.
know?
To feel the
One ti-
presence, to feel that feeling of having a home.
Yeah, but one time she did something bad too. She like had this rock engraved with like a quote of like the girl, her grandpa was died, like he died, he passed away, and he said
Yeah.
something about home is where the family is or something like that.
Yeah.
And she showed her the rock and she was like look at this rock in this spot where this house is. Like, don't you think that's a sign?
Oh, like it was already
No.
there. Like it wasn't
Oh
something
my
she put.
God.
Oh
That is
my
so
God.
crazy.
It's so
This
bad.
show seems horrible.
I
Watch
wonder
it.
I wonder how some of these shows gets funding. You know, how some of these shows gets funding.
Is this on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix has too much money. They're throwing
Right.
it out there like, oh yeah, make as many shows as you want. One of these is gonna hit.
We should do a Karen
Yeah.
show. We should do a Karen show. You know what I mean?
Oh, we should pitch it to them like, oh, we're gonna get all the Karens on
Yeah.
our show. It'd be like that.
The good Karens and the bad Karens.
It's like that TV show Ridiculousness on MTV.
Yeah.
And we just show clips of people being Karen instead of just
Well, the good Karens for good benefits and the bad Karens, you know, too. Also, you know.
Or maybe make the Karens compete. Like
Who's the best Karen? Yes.
like
That'd be so good.
Karen Reformation or something.
Karen
like,
Reformation.
yeah, like get all the people with that Karen haircut and like try to like teach them to be nice.
Boot camp for Karens, some information. As you were saying,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That
I
would
would
be-
watch that.
yeah, that would be good.
All right,
Hey, someone's-
Netflix. We're putting it out there right now. We get the
Yeah.
idea.
All right. Well, with that in mind, we're gonna wrap this episode.
No, Mike,
up.
what's
Thanks.
yours?
No, I don't have any. I'm good. Life is good right now.
Life is good.
Don't rant.
All right. Only Karen was ranting today.
Yeah.
Only Karen was caring about something.
That wasn't a rant though.
No, that's not a rant
No,
of her
it
though.
was-
Yeah.
All right, Karen. Do you wanna pimp anything? Do you wanna shout anything out?
Or live with a quote of inspiration too. You know.
Anything you want?
Because I'm so wise.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll leave you with an infamous Karen quote.
Okay.
Live, laugh, love.
Laugh,
Okay.
love. That's on all the walls of all the Karens.
That's all the Karens have that in their house.
I think that's more of a Becky thing. All
He's a Becky.
Is
all the
it?
Beckys have that.
No, but Becky's, you know. I don't get into it.
All right, Karen. Well, we're thank you for coming back onto the show.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna say to everyone watching on YouTube, we want you to smash that like button, subscribe for more
Subscribe,
podcasts. Yep. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or any of your podcast apps, leave us some comments, leave us reviews. Let us know how you're feeling. And if you want to check out more podcasts, go to our website www.gfothoughts.com.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, if you want to come on, just DM us. We'd love to have you, especially if you want to have a topic of interest you want to talk about. We'd love to have, you know, different guests, you know, having different topics of discussion. So, but until then, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it, everybody. Until next time, take it easy.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts podcast. As always, we appreciate you. If you are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and leave us a comment. If you are listening to us, please leave us your honest review on your preferred podcast listening platform. And as always, you can find us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GFOThoughts. Drop a comment and give us some feedback. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, see you then.